So the fantastic folks over at Primitive Fire, made in the USA, sent me this pre-made bow drill kit. And what I want to do is tell you about the pieces and parts and tell you all about it so that you too can find these guys out, source this bow drill kit, and you can start making fire. All right, so before I get started, just look in the description below for a link for all of this material. That way you can find this rather quickly. But what the folks at Primitive Fire have done is they have put together a hardwood bow, has the cordage already on the bow for you, already tied in fantastic knots so that you can adapt it to your needs rather quickly. The next part is the handhold, and the handhold they've made out of stone. The beautiful thing about this handhold is they've already got this divot cut out for you, and they've got it smoothed out so there is going to be no friction, zero friction in the handhold. They have supplied you with 3 soft to medium density spindles, and we've already used one of them and made 3 or 4 fires with it. They've also provided you with 2 hearth boards, 2 fire boards, and when this one came to us, the first divot was already started, as well as the pie cut out was already cut out for you. This is another one that some of my students utilized in a recent survival class to go ahead and crank out a fire or 2. The next thing they supplied you with is some good oakum to make a tinder bundle with. This is fantastic stuff. Our students, the first time they cranked this out, it just kind of blew up real quick which is fantastic when you're wanting to make a fire. And last but not least, they supplied you with a small thin piece of leather to be a coal catch so that you can transfer the coal over into your nesting bundle and you'll be ready to rock and roll. Beyond that, everything comes in Ziploc sealed bags, so everything's going to be incredibly dry when you get it, which is going to make it great for a beginner. The thing that I was really interested in seeing is their description and instructions on how to make a bow drill fire. And what we did was we took this to a survival class recently, one of our classes, and I put it in the hands of someone who had never made a bow drill fire in their life and said, let's see what we can do. So he followed the instructions, cranked out a bow drill fire the first time, which is for the most part unheard of without any help. So he used the instruction, used the materials, cranked out a fire like nobody's business, and there we had a fire. So again, I believe that bow drill fire making is fantastic to build patience, confidence, whether it's a beginner in the woods, whether it's a scout or something of that nature, and you want to supply a bunch of kits for a group of scouts, something of that nature. I think it's a fantastic resource for you to be able to get started making bow drill fire making. The progression should be this: get a kit like this, learn how to make a bow drill fire, make some fuse fires, make several fires, and then start to source your own materials. And in that way, you're taking the progression that you need to be able to make a bow drill fire on your own without any help in sourcing your own materials. So one more time, Primitive Fire, and we'll have a link in the description below, and that way you can pick up your own bow drill set like this. And as always with Nature Reliance School, come on, join in. Let's learn together.